hey, this is something that I was thinking about that I thought maybe I share. If you're RN or LPN or even a CNA in the healthcare field, I watch the rates, the pay rates happening in our industry all the time. That's kind of my little side gig as far as business is concerned. You want to know what's out there, what people are expecting, and things of that nature. But I also watch to see if there's trends, right? So, one thing that we all know is that the industry didn't bounce back in the direction we thought it would post pandemic. Like the rates have dropped, they have not moved up across the board at all. But the other thing is that a lot of different things are happening behind the scenes, and maybe in later videos, you guys can let me know if you want me to share. I can, say a little bit more about what I think is happening or what I've seen happen as far as like, how are they filling all these jobs? But what I wanted to talk about specifically is the sign on bonus. And really, this is just for your experienced nurses because for new grads, that whole process looks a little bit different. And I also think that the requirements, as far as the length of time that you have to stay, looks a little bit different. But don't quote me on that. So, if I was to be an experienced nurse looking to tip my toe back into the clinical floor or nursing floor and wanted to get the biggest bang for my buck and time, this is what I would do. And this is what's happening in my area. And it's really happening in other states in the US. So, one, former travel nurse, NOSA, and I've also been a work from home nurse, and I worked from home for insurance companies during HEDIS, which is essentially just chart review for health insurance companies, and just about every health insurance company you could possibly think of does it. Some do it in-house, others outsource it, and some do like a blend of both. It only happens seasonally from about January, sometimes December, until May, and then rest of the year you spend a lot of time prepping for it. So, with that being said, one year I decided, I think it was right before the pandemic, to instead of just doing like one work from home job, I decided to do two. And deciding to do that, I worked a job on the East Coast with one health insurance company, and then I worked a job on the West Coast with another health insurance company. And essentially, I was working a 12-hour shift when I did it. This was a while ago. But one of the things that it allowed me to do was maximize my time, money, and efforts. Now, like I said, it was my shift started at maybe 6 a.m. Eastern and ended at 6 p.m. Eastern as well to kind of cover those time blocks. And it worked out well because it was just a short-term period of time. And when thinking about doing that, I also noticed recently that a lot of healthcare systems are offering part-time jobs, right? So if you're a nurse, whether you're a registered nurse, licensed practical nurse, they're offering these 12-hour shifts instead of like 36 hours. They're like, hey, we want ICU nurses part-time, med surg, step down, tele, OB, NICU, PICU, all of those just for part-time, which is kind of surprising, but not so much. And for those same jobs, like you see for other types of jobs for your full-time jobs, are offering bonuses. So you can work part-time and get a bonus, you can work full-time and get a bonus, and then of course we know that they're offering bonuses for new grads. So with the new grad piece aside, because I think the new grads have a different requirement when it comes to length of time to serve to meet the bonus or get the full bonus. With that being said, why not, if you're somebody returning, go ahead and get two part-time jobs? Why can't you get two part-time jobs and two part-time bonuses and combine those things? Now, the highest bonus, and I'll insert it somewhere in this video, that I've seen, of course, is in our also familiar California, but I'm sure other states have done well. I have seen here on the East Coast in the DMV area a bonus for GW that's $25,000. So that's the highest that I've seen, and I'm not sure. So I'm not going to tell no stories if it's full time or not. And I'd be interested in knowing people's experiences who have accepted these bonuses, who are experienced nurses, how the industry has changed, especially if you're a nurse who took a step back, maybe got into another career path or decided to be a work from home nurse and you're like, oh, I want to go back to the floor. I need those 4 extra days for myself or what have you. So I'm definitely interested in those who have left and came back, as well as those who are going to jump out there and be like, you know what, I'm going to get these 2 part-time jobs. I'm going to work 4 days a week and I'm going to get these 2 bonuses and make this thing happen. So hope that helps.